CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American-made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
And good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you. We made it to Friday. Some way. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Big Al, good to see you. Marianne, hello. Purnell, good to see you. It's Friday. It's Friday. Hey, one Fred. Good to see you. Welcome. Deb, Barbara. I don't know what that is, Fred. Happy Friday. Yes, we made it. Somehow, some way, we made it. Can you believe that? Hey, Julia. Good to see you. Thank you for inviting your followers, everybody. Oh, okay. So, Fred, it's from Rosh Hashanah. Hebrew is what you're saying to me. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you. Carmen, good morning. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, everybody. Robin, good morning. Thank you, Hugh. Love that shirt, too. I know, my LA Kings old shirt. Hey, Ralph, good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for inviting your followers. Good morning. Rhonda, hello. Debbie. Harley, Pat. Do you go by Harley or Pat? Or Harley Pat? Pretty close. It's the first day of the 7th month. Yes. Hey, Nicole. Hello, hello. Hey, Lisa. Okay, I'm going to start by reading a little prayer to you while you're inviting your followers and retweeting this. Pat, good. Okay. And I go by Susan, not Sue. I hate Sue. Tell you the truth. Hey, William. Good to see you. All right. So here this is Proverbs 2, the value of wisdom. My son, if you receive my words and treasure my commands within you, so that you incline your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding, yes, if you cry out for discernment and lift up your voice for understanding, if you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. He guards the paths of justice and preserves the way of his saints. Then you will understand righteousness and justice, equity, and every good path. When wisdom enters your heart and knowledge is pleasant to your soul, discretion will preserve you. Understanding will keep you, to deliver you from the way of evil, from the man who speaks perverse things, from those who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice in doing evil and delight in the perversity of the wicked, whose ways are crooked and who are devious in their paths, to deliver you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words, who forsakes the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house leads down to death, and her paths to the dead. None who go to her return, nor do they regain the path of life. So you may walk in the way of goodness and keep to the paths of righteousness. For the upright will dwell in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the earth, and the unfaithful will be uprooted from it. Good morning, Rick. Hello, Mark. Amen. Yes. All about discernment and wisdom. Praise God for reading of the word. Absolutely. Thank you, Deb. Good morning, Just Suzanne. How are you? Good morning from Texas. Thank you, Aletha, for the super hearts. Big Ralph. My buddy Alf. Hey, Gary. Good morning. Good morning. Crash Dog. How is everybody? Hey, Andy. And to you. Prayers going out to all who are who need a little extra love. Thank you, Barbara, for the super hearts. Good morning. Good morning. So we made it to Friday. So what's been happening in your world? Oh, just Susan. Sorry. Just Susan, not Suzanne. Sorry about that. See it a little bit closer. Okay. So let's start on some of the news. Working. Yeah, Andy, I know. It's busy. Good. Hope it's busy in a good way. Doing a lot of good things rather than having to clean up or whatever. A little work in PT soon, Barbara says. Thank God we made it to Friday. I know, Pat. I know. Hard to believe we actually made it. Did anybody hear about what happened in Israel overnight? Hi there, too much. How are you? Nope, nobody heard. Wasn't in the news. Yeah, I know. Peace. Nope, that's not going to happen, Marianne. Not going to happen. So, last night, Israel carried out strikes near Damascus International Airport. Likely they were thwarting shipment from Syria to Hezbollah. Hey, Ron, good morning. Just waking up in the West. uh, so, we didn't hear about that, and I guess they're continuing to do these strikes. Hey, Teresa, good morning. So, don't know if this is nearing the destruction of Damascus in Isaiah 17 or not, but we certainly are having strikes in Israel. We're not really hearing about them. Good for Israel, taking care of themselves. They're not going to let shipments of arms go to Hezbollah. So they're doing what they feel they have to do. Hey, Marlene, hello. Hey, Beavers, welcome. Good morning, Catherine. How are you? Good to see everybody. Buenos dias to you too, Fabio. What name like Fabio? You ought to have a picture instead of an egg, right? Thank you for the super heart, Susan. The world is a scary place, too much hurt, but you know who's in charge. That's all you got to know. Hey, Robert, good morning. Thank you, Marlene. God is with his people. Absolutely, Catherine. That's what we have to remember. Israel, our best ally. Susie in Montana. Good to see you, Susie. How's the Montana weather? Is it cold or this time of year? I would think it's getting a little chilly. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. Israel will always do what it needs to do to defend itself, Joe says. Yes. I tuned you in first before tube. I turned you in first before tube. Don't understand it. maybe it didn't come out quite right. Maybe you went to YouTube. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure. Gorgeous in Arizona. What part of Arizona? A little cold, I think, in the area of Flagstaff, probably. YouTube first. Okay. Cool. I see. Perfect. Thank you for going to YouTube and maybe signing up over there. Rhonda's in Phoenix. Okay. Cool. Phoenix is sort of probably getting a little bit cooler right now. Chicago. Nice. Happy first day of fall. Yay. 95 there. 90s in Missouri today, Andy. My gosh. Oh, before the TV. I gotcha. Okay. My Redeemer lives, and that means no fear. Absolutely, Barbara. Amen to that one. Yeah, it's about in the 70s here, so it's been a little different, I guess. I need to visit my sister in Phoenix. Only been to Flagstaff in the Grand Canyon, Shauna says. 90s. Too much hurt says. Wow. Unbelievable. Weather just got, it's crazy. It's good, but it's crazy. It's whatever. Okay, so let's get into some things that are happening. You probably saw President Trump and some of his responses to Kim, the dictator, 72 now, Rhonda says, where she's at in Phoenix. It's beautiful in Southern California. As always, Robert, if only the conservatism was through California the way it should be in Southern California, that would be even better. So yesterday, after the executive order was signed, and that executive order, Donald Trump yesterday said, "Today I'm announcing a new executive order just signed that significantly expands our authority to target individual companies, financial institutions that finance and trade, facilitate trade with North Korea." So I'm telling you, hey, Teresa, good morning. If you do anything with North Korea, you'd better stop. Any exchange of money, you'd better stop, because the United States is basically going to shut that down. Hey, Josette, good morning. Thank you. 3 degrees Celsius in Canada, Hugh said. Gary said Israeli jets have reportedly bombed an area near the Damascus International Airport in the third attack in as many weeks by the Israeli military on targets associated with the Lebanese group Hezbollah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Gary. You said a little bit more than I did, but yeah, that's still continuing, and good for them. It really needs to. So anyway, also the dictator called Donald Trump deranged. I think mentally deranged. He's going to handle our business. Catherine says yes. Please check the origins of products you buy to support a Trump ban. Nobody would support a Trump ban. Dotard. Shauna, what is that? So anyway, he is no, he's not. Trump's response was Kim Jong Un of North Korea, who is obviously a madman who doesn't mind starving or killing his people, will be tested like never before. And that was out after North Korea threatened to test the hydrogen bomb. Oh, he's a dotard, yeah. Kim Jong Un from a lunatic rocket man. Yeah, he's going. He wants to test that, and I guess Japan is getting. Thank you, Gary. I think Japan has had enough. So I don't know what Japan is going to do, but I think I don't know if they're going to be sitting around much longer and waiting to see what happens in North Korea. And if they test the hydrogen bomb, I mean, who knows what will happen. Hi from Scotland. How are you in Scotland? Fabio, it's your first day on Periscope. You're back again. And do you have the egg with you this time? The egg profile that you had a moment ago? UN should be undone. I agree with that, Judy. Absolutely. Should have been undone day one. But I guess they're still limping along and still getting our $8 billion a year from us to do what they don't do well. Elita, love Scotland. Any options on the health care bill? Good, you have a photo now. Great. I don't know about the health care bill. There are a lot of people against it, a lot of people for it. It's hard to tell. California, of course, is against it because they stand to lose about $78 billion in federal funds because they've been taking so much. Yes, all is well with us here. Thank you. They've been taking so much money with the extension of Obamacare and Medicaid and all that, so they're not going to want to lose that money. And the other states that have been doing the same thing, I think Murkowski State has also been doing that. They're not going to want to lose it. Jimmy Kimmel, as you see, came out against it. And, because his son had to have open heart surgery. I'm not really sure what that had to do with him because he has the best insurance. He wasn't using Obamacare. I guess he figures somebody will need Obamacare for heart surgery for their child. I don't know. Good luck with that. I'm not sure how well that coverage is and what kind of great care you get under Obamacare. I don't think it's all that wonderful, but Jimmy would like to think that. We have to do something. Care will increase 200% in some states. Deb, I know. It's so ridiculous now in California. I mean, it's unbelievable what people are having to pay. California has medical. What's up with that? Catherine, I tell you, Obama just takes. All they want is that federal dollar. That's all they want. They also voted to censure President Trump. I mean, they can do that. They can do everything against Trump and then go after the federal dollars. So their hands are out as they're downing the president. Care is bribed to the blue states. Yes. I am disabled with MS and fibromyalgia. Makes me worried. Too much hurt. I know. I can see that. That would be a problem. I was thinking as a person of the UK, I think USA should have an NHS of America. National Health Care Service. No. Michael, how are you? California is raping the U.S. They have a ton of illegals on Medicare, Deb said. Repeal so they can work on the new bill along the way. Absolutely, Barbara. We're never going to seemingly get to that repeal. Yeah. The dictator has been always saying that he's going to come after the U.S. and other enemies of his. I don't know. Shauna, I've never seen this type of buildup. I've never seen him testing the hydrogen bomb before. My comment was saying to support Trump's ban, not ban Trump. Oh, good. Thanks, Susie. 4 states use 40% of all federal Obamacare dollars. Wow. I mean, basically here, if you're an illegal, California would be absolutely a dream come true for you. I mean, you get protection. If Governor Brown signs that and making it a sanctuary state, and they said that he probably will because he favors it. I don't know what these people are going to do, though. They're going to stand to lose federal dollars, and I guess they don't really care. Hello, Robert. Good to see you again. I guess they don't really care that they're going to lose those federal dollars, and they think they're going to sue to stop that from happening. So vote on the sly in California. Hey, John, and the thing of it is, I know people look at it and go, how can you people in California vote for those things? We don't get to vote. That's just it. The state leadership does this. They don't tell us they're going to do it. They just do it. It is Disneyland, Catherine. Josette said our local media is talking about what Rocket Man said. They report to make POTUS look bad. Our media does not like POTUS. They would not report on what Rocket Man is doing to his people. Sickening. Josette said yes. Good morning, Cully. Good to see you. California leadership sucks. Yes. Illegals equal voters, the only hope of the left for the next 16 years. They can't lose federal dollars. It's an ideal something. And who elected the state government? I know, Wanda, wander around. I don't know if we did or not, because I think there's voter fraud in California that the state is wanting to hide. So they're not turning over information about the voter fraud. There's been issues here. I know from my own personal experience how things were changed when the general election came out. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, I know, Barbara. With having people register to vote when you get a driver's license, I'd say the chances are pretty high. Cut California off federal money totally. Repeal, yep. It's not just the illegals. We have a lot of Obama's Muslims, Catherine said. We have a lot of everybody who came to this country illegally. I don't care where you're from. Jerry Loser Brown, this is his last term. And then the rest of the country will probably have to deal with him because he's probably going to want to run for president. Why do we not support the people of California living as they choose? Because it's not the way that people in California necessarily choose to live, but it's how they're dictated that they will live. Like I said, I don't vote for Democrats. I don't vote for left-wing liberal ideology, but it gets in there anyway. California sucks, Judy said. Yeah, I think, again, when it came to voting here, they changed the place. I had been voting for years. They put us in a garage. People couldn't find the garage. And then when they handed me my ballot, I had to go back 2 times and say, you've given me the wrong ballot, or the ballot doesn't have a front and a back to it. No, the majority doesn't support sanctuary. I don't think so, Robert. And a lot of people in California, unfortunately, don't know very much about the news and what's going on. Clinton cartel has stolen millions and can buy lawyers, liars, and legal cover-ups, Tice said. Sort of like the city of Dallas. Yep. It's, and there again, Ronald Reagan, unfortunately, turned this state into a blue state with amnesty. And that's exactly what's going to happen if they're going to do that. You look like Nina Hartley. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure she's beautiful. Do you need to request the ballot in English? No. Okay, good. I'll look up Nina Hartley to see who that is. I've never heard of that person. Yeah, so, I mean, what are you going to do? And I imagine, I don't think so, Robert. I think that every time that they have an election here that's a big election, they're going to probably do that again. Hate pushing a button for English. Punt, Big Ralph said. Don't look her up. Okay, great. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Oh, that's great. Well, good for her. Good for her that she's so beautiful. Gary, Rocket Man called President Trump a dotard. Okay, I won't look her up. You should know English in order to vote. Well, you'd think so, but... Well, I don't know, Robert. I don't appreciate those type of talents. Maybe somebody else does. Okay, so Harvard alumni now wants the fellowship invitations rescinded for Spicer and Lewandowski. More than 600 alumni have signed a letter. They said the fellowship to President Trump, adding them, would provide intellectual and moral legitimacy to those who have done much to degrade public discourse in this country, reignite white nationalism, and further reactionary policies that harm millions. Boy, talk about your absolute craziness and exaggeration and generalities. That was crazy. John said, if Sodom and Gomorrah existed today, would it resemble L.A.? Well, it would. It could possibly. These teach illegals in California that blue is not a free state. Gary said, dotard, an arcane term for a senile or weak-minded elderly person. I am speaking English. More like D.C. Yeah. Just pick a blue state, and there you go. So anyway, that's, Harvard, if they get their way, they want anything. I didn't know there was a white nationalist was a big thing before that. It was reunited, or reignited. That's news to me, but I guess being on the left that they would know. Blue light special, free stuff, yeah. LA, mostly the population there is predominantly Hispanic, I believe. Why such hate for Democrats? There's no hate for Democrats. There's hate for Democrat ideology. Not about hate about a person. We are all Americans. We certainly are, but the policies aren't all great. Like Obama's Nobel Prize was deserved. Yeah, I know, Judy. Really, all you had to do was walk in. Oh, here's your Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it made everybody else who had to earn their Nobel Peace Prize really, I'm sure they were very angry. No hate, just tired of paying for Democrats. That's right, Big Ralph. Pelosi, oh, thanks you, no. So I don't know if you had a chance to go see my article today on Elizabeth Warren. It's at susanknowles.com. It was a really good thing. She went to WKRO, I think it was, radio station in, where is it? In Massachusetts, I guess, somewhere. And she basically, when she got there, she was doing some type of pre-taping for a veteran special that's coming up probably for November. And when she was in the hallway, the radio guy, Kuhner, 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 I don't know how you say his name, but he basically said, can I ask you a couple of questions? So he started asking her some questions. And it was really funny because he's like, you're always kind of against the you want a Nobel Prizes on Amazon.com too. Exactly. Go in and just pick one up. So basically, he said, you're always talking about that 1%, but you are the 1%. You live in a multi-million-dollar home. You have, you're a multi-million-dollar millionaire yourself, and so it's like, what are you going to do? And so she, what do you have to say for that? And she said, look. And I want to tell you, you got to go and listen to that video that's in the article. She changes her speech, changes the dialect. It was like listening to Obama when he goes out and talks in front of African Americans. He changes his style to a more preacher type style. Thank you, Pat. And there were also things of when Hillary would get out in front of somebody in the South, she would all of a sudden get on a Southern accent because she's one of them, So you got to go listen. But she said, the first thing she goes, let me make this clear, something like that. And she said, I'm talking about Elizabeth Warren. And she goes, I wasn't born in Cambridge. So she changed it. She's a very educated woman. We've paid a lot for her education. And she doesn't say, I wasn't born. Thank you. At least I am from the South, so I can say that. But she said, I wasn't born in Cambridge. And my daddy, you got to go listen to it. It's hilarious. She was born in a teepee. We all know that. Yes. So, and then when she said what she wanted to say, of course, she scampered away. I gotta go. America's true enemy is liberal progressivism. Yes, Judy, a.k.a. communism. D.C. reminds me of Caligula's Rome, L.A. not far behind. I probably mispronounced that. By proxy, we strongly disagree with Dems, Hughes said. Gary agreed with Spencer. WRKO. Spencer says Pocahontas. I want to see her name on the tribal roll. I do too. Because as I've told you, I'm part Cherokee. And I have to prove with a DNA test that I'm Cherokee if I want any benefits. Just like Hillary's fake accent. Yes. Yes. Of course, Hillary's from Arkansas, right? Very hard to prove. It is very hard to prove. You sound like my accent is. Well, Teresa, I was born and raised in the South, but I've been away for a while. Yep, whites are Indian. Really? Really? Yes. My great-grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. Elizabeth Warren owes back money she stole from anything. Yes. Native Americans don't want new members. Yeah, they got a lot of money. My mom was born in the South. What happened with your Southern accent? You want to know the truth, Marco? I never had a Southern accent. I have no idea. I did not want the Southern accent. Political chameleon. Yes, she is, Elizabeth. Ain't no ways hard. I know. My grandmother used to say, things like, you youngins go over there and shut off the lights. Or cut off the lights. And so here, that we were called youngins our whole lives. No, Trump's not going to be indicted, big papa dog. What were Bill and Hillary before marriage? Cousins. John, no. Bad. I could hear a little Southern in there. I am in Virginia. Yeah, I grew up in North Carolina. Every now and then, especially when I get tired, you can kind of hear it. But I've been back to North Carolina, and literally when somebody says something to me, one time I bought something, and the woman said, that'd be 99 cents. And I said, what? And she said it again, and I did not understand her. And you don't ask a Southerner, really, to repeat themselves very many times, because then it's insulting them. Luckily, I looked at the cash register and saw that it was 99 cents. Glad you're back, Pat. What about South Carolina? I am part Choctaw. My grandfather on my mother's side, I am white, though. There you go, Kathy. Tip off, we talk slow. And I love my favorite thing in the South. The favorite one is bless your heart. And I know people just think that, oh, that's so great. Mom's West Virginia, Dad Kentucky. I pick it up if I spend time there. Yep. True English. I am fixing to go down there with you youngins. I'm not far from South Carolina. Yep. I lived in Arkansas. Just love it is pronounced Arkansas. That is it. It good. Bless your heart. Yeah. It's not that great, Ralph. If somebody says that to you, don't think you've been given a compliment. She lied about being Native American to get her $360,000 per year job teaching one class at Harvard. Elizabeth Warren did. Robin said she drives me nuts. A dozen Boston reporters already proved Pocahontas lied. Yep. She didn't say yesterday that she was Native American. I was surprised that she didn't say that. Like, oh, I wasn't born in Cambridge. My daddy did this, and I'm Native American. She didn't say that. Kathy, oh, you know about the black Choctaws. Catherine said to Kathy, I am a Southerner. Get asked every day, where are you from? People love the Southern accent. Susie said, yep. No, they never lie. My Southern sisters. Yay. I have a friend in South Carolina, and I love the way she talks. I'm Irish, Swedish, English, Scottish, and proud, Spencer said. Warren teaches class from TP to Capitol Building. How about from TP to millionaire? I mean, the woman is a multimillionaire. She never would answer that question. And you know what? I don't begrudge her that she's a millionaire. Good for you. But stop pretending that you're not not part of the 1%. You are the 1%. You, Obama, and all of your rich buddies. I'm just human. There you go, Fred. Hey, Ann, good morning. Where are you from, Ann? We're talking Southern here. Southern talk. We can have Southern talk radio. I'm just broke, Pat said. Yeah, part of the 99% there, Pat. Warren Faith should be on the Indian PSA, Cully said. I was born in Alaska and raised in Southern California. I am a mutt, too much, Hurt said. I've actually been in California longer than I've been in the South now. Deborah said, from South Carolina, and sure enough, blessed. Amen, sister, amen. Y'all are humdingers. Humdingers, yeah. Me Too, Irma, cost us $2,000. Wow. I'm a native New Yorker living of the sunny space coast of, living on the sunny space coast of Florida, Ann said. I hope, Ann, everything turned out okay when from Florida, from Irma. Her Indian name should be Dimfire. No, it's whatever her daddy named her. My mother was from South Carolina. See, there's a little Southern in everybody. Live down yonder. Go down yonder. Go down. You know, there was a video I saw. It was really great. And if you guys could, please retweet this as I'm talking with the halfway mark. Thank you for retweeting. But this video says basically what driving in the South sounds like. And so basically they were saying, go down the road of peace, turn yonder, don't go past there, you know. So it was a really good video for that. Bless your heart actually is a sincere statement unless said sarcastically. Kind of like when I was a young, mixed dogs were mutts, now they are a special breed. Is that southern routes? Yeah, and there was one video I loved too where this kid was sitting at the table and he kind of had his arm like this and his mother was doing dishes and they were supposed to be eating. And it was something like she turned and she said, did everybody finish or did you have enough? And he says, yeah. And so all of a sudden, you know, it's like the heavens opened up, parted, the wind started blowing, people started with scared looks on their faces. She picks up a knife and turns around and he goes, I mean, yes, ma'am, because you don't say yeah to a Southern woman, and especially to your mama. So it was hilarious. Turn left at Bubba's Market. Yeah. New funny city of Dallas named by. Can any of you guys retweet this? I noticed that nobody retweeted. Is that because you can't? Or, I mean, right now you don't have to, but I'm just saying, can anybody retweet? Because Shauna's saying she can't retweet right now. Can anybody try that and see? Okay, Cully, you invited. Can anybody retweet? Pass the cornbread and fatback. Okay, so you can share. All right, good. Yeah, used to, you had to say ma'am and sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Kathy said, my grandpa was told not to admit he was Choctaw. His mother said it was best to claim he was mulatto. I did genealogy and asked him about it. Wow. That's terrible. He cried because he could finally admit it. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. Need to do divorce. You can't retweet, Rhonda said. I can't either. Why can some people retweet and others not? That's very strange. Catherine has no share button. So we think different, but remember roots. Yeah. Can't retweet, just post on Twitter. That makes no sense. Turn left at the Piggly Wiggly. Yes. The evil ones. We don't like no cussing in front of the ladies in the South. That's right. Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, is still strong here in Georgia. That's nice to know, Dawn. Oh, you can share, not retweet. I guess sharing is retweeting, right? I mean, if you're doing that, is that the same thing? Because I can't remember right now. So it's so great to see all the Southerners. I can share but not retweet. So you can't retweet on Twitter, I guess. Actually, exactly. I only have tweet to Twitter, so I do that and get an error message. I can't tweet, but I can whistle, John said. Cool, that Betsy. No post on your Twitter either. I don't understand that. Why can't this be shared on Twitter right now? South didn't know about technology until the North taught them. We were just hiding it from the North. Okay, so Trump, as you know, is flying to Alabama today. Okay, Debbie, you curse again, going to get the switch. Oh, and Cully, did I ever get the switch? You knew in the South when you were going to get it, when your mama told you to go pick your switch, pull the leaves off. That was painful. I have a share button in Facebook and was able to share with no problem. So bizarre, Bill. I don't know why some people can, some people can't. I got the paddle. You just had an Art or Bell telephone line. It better be green. Yeah. Y'all are coming down hard on us Mississippi folk. It was pink chalet from the peach tree out yonder. I just shared. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, and let me give you some advice, you kids who are in the South and you have a peach tree. Don't slide down the peach tree. I did that once. You got the paint stick? Oh gosh. Oh god, mimosa tree. Yeah, I mean, really, you would get welts on your legs. Can I be honest with you? You got welts on your legs. When you know one way, you stay. Bill, it's been 3 days on Facebook, can't share. That's Catherine, maybe you should ask Facebook why you're not being allowed to share. I just checked and it shows up on my Twitter. Weird, Debbie. Some people get it, some people don't. Hey, Teresa, you're back. Yay. So, what does everybody think about, hey, LA, or Nancy, how are you? Maybe North can help. Let's see. So, Trump is going, like I said, to support Strange tonight. I guess Strange yesterday was giving Ray Moore a hard time. And he's the Ten Commandments judge, hairbrush and belt. Oh, Deborah. Oh, the belt. Ooh. Moore, he said that he wants the return of virtue and morality and railed against transgender troops in our bathrooms. He said our foundation has been shaken by crime, corruption, immorality, abortion, sodomy, sexual perversion, sweeps our nation. And he got on for Strange for he was the former AG and his past career was a lobbyist. So he brought that out. Why didn't the Obamas return to Chicago? Well, maybe you can't build walls in Chicago like you can in D.C. Love Honeysuckle and May Pops too. Sin City when you left. No. Mine too. I don't understand why he is not supporting Roy Moore. I know why he's not, Dawn. I really think it's because that Mitch McConnell said, oh, come on now, President Trump, you need to support him. He's, that's what the Republicans want. Good morning, Porch. How are you? However, Strange knows Trump, as he said 100 times. Well, Strange wanted to act like, that he got some special thing for getting the endorsement. Gary's first cousin, Darcy Kemper, is playing goal for the Los Angeles Kings this year, Susan. Really? No. That's cool. If that's really true, Hugh. Wow. You don't know too much about Strange. Well, I mean, he's a rhino. I thought Trump was going to end lobbying. What is up with that? No, Kathy, he used to be a lobbyist. Strange used to be. But Moore thinks he is supporting him. Yeah. Cannot stay, just want to say hello. Well, hello, Lori. How are you? Okay, great. Much later. Please retweet and share if you will. That is so cool. His first cousin. Wow. Is Darcy a guy, right? Hey, Gisette, why is he supporting Strange? Well, I think he's doing, thank you, Lori, for the super hearts. I think he's supporting Strange because I believe that Mitch McConnell wants him to. It's confusing to me about Strange. Yeah. I just think Mitch said, look, I'm doing this for you. I'm going to get things for you. I'm going to get things passed for you. I'm getting the health care thing going. Do this for me. So, it could be something like that. I really do think it's all Mitch McConnell. All of the Hollywood libs who condemn the wall have walls around their homes. Of course, Susie. Trump is sending a message to the rhinos. You think health care will pass? I don't think so. I mean, the bill doesn't sound good, and you've got so many Democrats against it. And if that happens, then that means that John McCain will run in there with his thumbs down, probably. Everyone in Canada plays hockey, Gary said. Wow. Hey, Gary, can you get me anything special from the LA Kings? My husband is an LA Kings fan. He would love some, I mean, if you could do that. I mean, nothing that would cost money, of course, but. So, you know what I'm saying? You just have to, if you could get me anything from Los Angeles Kings that maybe they give out that you can't get in America, I don't know. Was that the Mighty Ducks? No, Los Angeles Kings. They're not the Mighty Ducks. They're not the Mighty Ducks. Am I a Trump supporter? What do you think? I know what McCain can do with that thumb, Cully said. Nigerian dictator uses the U.S. weapons to kill Christians. No, in Canada, no, the Mighty Ducks are in L.A. Yeah, or Anaheim. It used to be in Anaheim. Are they in L.A.? I don't even remember. Hey, Andy, good to see you. So also, Uber is no longer being allowed in London. So they're not allowing them to renew their license, and they are going to be out. The mighty schmucks. You. So they said there's serious. They don't like the way they handle serious criminal offenses. They don't like the reporting on it and how Uber is out in London. And they also don't like how regulators and law enforcement can't monitor the app for, the Uber app. So they're like, we don't want to have you anymore. You're out. He still has faith in McConnell. I know, unfortunately. Maybe because McConnell's wife works for him. We use yellow taxi after all the assaults. Yeah. Law always won't. That's the best thing to do, Nancy. I mean, with Uber, I know they say that, we've looked at all these people. I mean, I think it's scary enough to get into a taxi cab. Yeah, Letha, the rapes that were occurring and how they handled it and how they reported it, and they didn't like it. So that's, not good. Trump is following in the footsteps of Reagan, another great president. He may be better than Reagan, in the long run. It may occur. We don't know yet. Your opinion about the future in Gulf countries in the Middle East? I mean, that's a broad statement. It's a broad question. Facebook, as you know, is turning over 3,000 Russia-linked ads to Congress. And I would like to basically see them turn over the money that goes along with it. And let's see. Afghanistan president really loves President Trump. He said, I'm bummed for my friends in Hawaii have to worry. Vacation pals. Oh, okay. Thank you, Porch. No, you can run interference with trolls. I mean, trolls like to distract. If you want to play with them, you do whatever you like. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos on Friday rescinded Obama-era guidelines for investigating allegations of sexual assault on campus, replacing them with guidelines she said would help schools. Yeah, it's supposed to be a better way to do it. Hey, Renee. Also, a little thing you probably don't know about Betsy DeVos, and you're not going to hear, is the fact that Betsy DeVos uses her own private jet for government business in her job. So wherever she goes, she takes her own private jet, and she does not ask the government for reimbursement. So there you go. So nobody's mentioning that. Yep. That you'll never hear that ever. I think she only asked for, I think it was maybe at the very beginning, $184 for the Department of Education for a round-trip Amtrak ticket between D.C. and Philadelphia. That's all that she's asked for. And she has a net worth of $5.5 billion. Her family does, according to Forbes. Her husband, Dick DeVos, is the heir to the Amway multi-level marketing company. Whew! That would be amazing. I wouldn't mind being an heir to that. That would be good. She's part of the 1%, and I'm sure if you ask her, she'd say, yeah, I'm part of the 1%. But they were quick to point out how Tom Price has been using a private plane. Yes, Dawn, of course. A lot of the cabinet is not getting paid or asking for things back. That's true, Barbara. And a lot of it, as you know, it sounds like Donald Trump Jr. and also Kellyanne has dropped the Secret Service. She's also doing tons to fight against the school unions, Nancy said. That's good. So, Keep it up. He also said, this is the Afghanistan president, you made this decision on the basis of courage and determination. We salute you. In talking to Donald Trump, said the cloud of uncertainty has been lifted, but equally important is your commitment to a political solution at the end of this process. And basically, he was talking about how President Obama just kind of left him, and, it collapsed there for a while. Amway, that is, Love DeVos and Vandel family. Wow. Did I see the brawl at the UN? No, I missed that. What happened at the UN? Why do we miss these things? Did anybody see the brawl? I didn't see anything. Erdogan. Oh, that's right. Wasn't it the Erdogan's his bodyguards were hitting people or something like that in New York or something? Great 003. Try to show some respect. Yeah, has the left always been this hateful? Yeah, pretty much. Is there footage? I don't know if there's footage or not, Nancy. I just read about it a little bit, a blurb about it. Sure is nice to see a real American family in the White House. Yes. This happened last night. At the Marriott Ballroom. That's where that Catherine is saying it happened at the Marriott Ballroom. Yes, the video is of it. Okay, Cully. Cully, maybe you can put that on your timeline and if you can find it. Comey being heckled. Huh. He should be. Betsy DeVos is awesome, Josette said. I will talk to Darcy. Susan is a great guy. He's a great guy. Gary, I think my husband would be like so surprised and upside down with that. Thank you, Gary. You get secondhand. Okay, great. We'll see you later. It's been great, but not really. So there you go. Tarred and feathered beats heckle. I'm afraid that Comey's going to be attacked by a grandfather clock one of these days because he's really got this obsession with grandfather clocks. Oh, wow. Where's he at, Rhonda? That's pretty amazing. Trump spent $66 million on his campaign, not taking a salary, gave Houston $1 million for relief. Yeah, from his own personal money. Teachers do not like DeVos because she is against unions and they hate change. I feel like a minority in my own country with the, well, I need a bigger enter button. Great, 3 times. I know, Cully. You kind of give people a chance, and then if they still want to be disrespectful to people. He's speaking at Howard University. Oh, that's right. I remember that. He was supposed to have that speech, and he's supposed to. Isn't he supposed to be like a visiting teacher there? I thought they were going to have him there for a little while teaching a class. Plus gave his salary to Parks First Quarter and schools. Yep. There was something else. Oh, on Sessions, he did a big thing over that nobody talked about. Trump taking $1 salary. Yeah, because he has to. How many whites at Howard University are Asians? I have no idea. Howard, I think, is predominantly African-American, I believe. The Department of Justice announced Wednesday that a Louisiana woman has been charged with wire fraud and identity theft for attempting to con the Federal Emergency Management Agency, that's FEMA, out of $150,000 in emergency funds relating to the 2016 Baton Rouge flooding. Okay, Kathy, you have a great day. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, it's like buying your parents' house, Barbara said. Yeah, good. And I've got to tell you this before we run out of time. I got to talk about Anthony Weiner. This was not anywhere in the news that I could find, and I came upon this. In court papers filed this week before his September the 25th sentencing of the child sex predator, prosecutors say the former Democratic congressman repeatedly convinced an underage girl, just 15 years old, to strip naked and fondle herself while he watched her on Skype. It says, what's more, the girl made it clear that she was not just a minor, that she was in fact only 15 years old. That didn't stop him, the feds wrote. During the latter two Skype sessions he had on February 18 and the 23rd, and in a Snapchat communication on March 9, Anthony Weiner used graphic and obscene language to ask the minor victim to display her naked body and touch herself, which she did. He's 53. He also sent the girl an obscene message using an app called, I won't tell you what the app is because I don't want people using it, in which he described what he would do to her if she were 18 years old. Part and parcel of these disturbing and criminal exchanges, the defendant also sent the minor victim adult pornography, this according to the feds. Hey, Robin, good to see you. I know, what a disgusting man. Robin, the other Robin said sick man. Yes. I mean, my gosh. And again, I haven't heard really mainstream media talking about that. And I can't believe that he's anywhere near his child with Uma, who obviously has poor judgment, letting him around the child when this is being said about him in court papers. I mean, I think this child ought to be supervised. So there was no doubt that he knew how old she was by his messages. That's what the court papers are saying, Dawn. I said, jail, I saw somebody wants to give him 27 months. I know, the prosecutors aren't asking for a long time. If that had been you or me, we would have had, them throwing the book at us, no doubt. But because he's Anthony Weiner and connected to Uma and the Clintons, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Anthony Weiner. So that's pretty disgusting. He needs to be registered as a predator. Well, you'll have to be a registered sex offender. Probably registered. He's eligible for up to 10 years. Yeah, but Renee, they're not asking for that. They're not asking for 10 years. They're asking only for maybe like 2 years. And you know what? He's probably going to get probation. And who knows? I thought he wasn't supposed to be around his child, but who is he? Oh, God, it's too long to tell you. Anthony Weiner is married to Uma Abedin, or was. He's a disgraced individual. He lives in California. Oh, no. Do you think his name messed up his head? Well, Barbara, it could be, but at least his first name wasn't Richard, along with that second name. Would Chelsea want Weiner as a neighbor? Oh, I don't think so. Someday he will assault someone, Robin said. He's a sexual predator, Robin said. Oh, no. If he lives in California, he will not have to register. Didn't they just changed that, didn't they, Nancy? They just changed that law? Look for replay of Comey as keynote speaker, constant ongoing protests, doing the whole speech. Good. At least somebody has sense. Yeah, that's really ridiculous that California changed that. Absolutely ridiculous. The Republican National Committee continued to outpace the Democrat National Committee in raising funds for the month of August. They've raised nearly $3 million more in 1 month. The RNC's haul for August was $7.3 million, while the DNC raised $4.4 million. So they've raised a pretty good amount of money. But people continue to ask for money for the Republican Party. So there you go. You get it online, you get it on Periscope, you get it everywhere. People wanting money. Investigators and prosecutors stated he was dangerous based on his previous behavior. Yeah, Renee, I mean, you'd think that would be common sense for people, but, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Amen to that. The other day, I want to tell you this little thing. A 5-year-old was suspended from kindergarten when he was asked to remove his backpack. And he told the teacher that there was a bomb in his backpack. Now, this was in Modesto, California. He was sent home with a letter saying he was suspended for intent to threaten, intimidate, or harass others. Then the letter was later changed to a school code, which was for making terrorist threats. Only problem is the code only applies for 4th graders through 12th graders. I think he was joking. Well, he's 5 years old. I mean, I think that, number one, the parents are probably letting him watch things he shouldn't watch. The parents will now sue for millions, probably. Terroristic threats. I know. A little kid, 5 years old. I mean, really, could you not have just called the parent up and said, you know, could you come down here? We have a little issue. We want to talk about it. We don't want to make a big deal out of it. And then have the mom or dad come down there, have them talk about it, take the kid home and say why you don't say things like that. Don't traumatize the kid. Don't put things in his record, that type of thing. Big brother or sister probably told him to say it. Probably. They'll stick it in his record. I know that's what the mother, I think, is saying right now. She's really afraid that they're going to do that. Which is really a shame. How do politicians become millionaires when their salaries are not commensurate with that? It's called lobbying. I know, he's marked for life. 5 years old, goes in his record and follows him all the way through school, probably through high school. And the teachers will talk about it because they do. Yes, I did discuss Uber, Rhonda. Susan, you really need to get out of California. I know, Robin. I know. 5-year-old, that's nuts, Gary said. That sort of thing only happens in the Middle East. Yeah. Or California. Scariest part of this thing is that 2 total lunatics. No, there's only 1 total lunatic, and that's the one in North Korea. I don't know if you remember a long time ago when I talked about this one guy who was in the VA. He's a former director, Brian Hawkins, had been dismissed for his failure to provide effective leadership to D.C. medical centers. There were a lot of things in D.C. that were really, in the VA there, was really bad. He got fired. He was ousted from the VA because of that, but then they had to bring him back in, basically because of his union. And so now that they're saying that he's been fired now once again under the VA Accountability Act that President Trump just signed. So that's really good. Hopefully this will stick this time. Every kid tries to get attention. He's only 5 years old. Who's the adult? Exactly. What could a 5-year-old do? Do they check his backpack? Yeah, just that. I'm sure hey, Barbara, they checked his backpack and found out there was nothing there. You know, obviously, a 5-year-old's not going to have a bomb. And all they had to do, if they were worried, check his backpack and then say, okay, and have his parents say why you should never say that again, and give him some type of consequence in school for doing that. But I don't think you need to put it in his public record or his school record and have it carry out with him for the rest of his life there in school. I mean, that's taking it too far for a 5-year-old. And they don't even have a code. You know, it's only for 4th graders through 12th graders that this code is applied for terroristic threats, which is even kind of ridiculous for a 4th grader, but, okay. So what do you guys think about that? Teacher is too uptight. I would have said, meet me in the hall for a little talk. Exactly. And don't traumatize the kid. Don't tell him. He probably doesn't even know what a terrorist is. Where did the child learn to say that? I know, Gary, probably at home, maybe big brothers or sisters, like somebody else is saying over here, and also watching TV that obviously at 5 years old, you should not be watching. And that's where the parents come in, and the parents need to keep him away from such things as that as best as they can, and then tell him why you don't go to school and say those things. Teacher called friends' kids stupid. They sued the LAUSD Unified School District $4 million and bought a beach house. Wow. Don't teachers know a bit about psychology? Robin, they don't. And in fact, when I was working in the schools as a psychotherapist, I had a teacher who really wanted to claim that all boys had borderline personality disorder, which we all enjoy. I love that, Nancy. I would try to dress up as a kid and go in there if they would say that to me so I could get money. Could be worse. Could have been a Pop-Tart shaped as a gun. I know, Cully. Ugh. And who in a school should check for a bomb? See, that was my thought, Gary. They probably went over there and, if it was an actual bomb, that would have been their last check. Want to fix healthcare, make politicians use the healthcare. Yeah, and they'll never do that. Trump 2020 MAGA. And so, yeah. I mean, if you really think he's got a bomb, I don't think you're going to be checking. I would kind of get him outside and call his parents and stand away from him. Well, yes, all boys do have problems, but we know that we are all girls. I know. I couldn't believe that this teacher, though, was assigning that to all boys, and that was a horrible, horrible thing. So anyway, gun-shaped ego. Let go my ego. Yeah. Whew. I know. Bomb. I got to also who in the school should check for a bomb. Yes. I read it, Gary, even though you misspelled it. I got it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great Friday. Thank you for sharing this, for retweeting this. Please do that as soon as you can. I'll see you again on Monday. May come on in scope. Don't usually do that, but, you know, I try sometimes. So have a great weekend, you guys. Thank you again. God bless you. We'll talk really soon. Take care. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. Thank you for coming and sharing this and signing up and subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. Take care, you guys. God bless.